views and opinions expressed on Geeks Under the Influence are that of the panelists and not of our sponsors, Amazon.com and TeePublic. Parental discretion is advised.
I find it kind of funny when an actor that's kind of fallen off the wagon a little bit as far as like good roles has to come back because there's a sequel to something that they were like really good in years before. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden Billy Zane is apparently like back for something.
Phantom 2?
Phantom 2? No.
He was the bad guy in the MacGruber series.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But the one that, and ahead of time, spoilers for Multiverse of Madness because, yeah, for this whole thing. Spoilers.
Good disclaimer.
Read the title.
The same dude that played Black Bolt in the
shitty show?
Inhuman series that didn't make it past pilot, I don't think.
Yeah.
Because it was fucking garbage. It was like, it looked like a 1996 superhero show.
All I heard is dog shit.
It's absolutely bad.
CGI was fucking bad 90s CGI.
Yes.
It was so fucking bad. The plot was bad, the script was bad, the acting was bad, everything was fucking bad.
So they could have used anybody, but they're like, well, I guess you're kind of under contract to be Black Bolt.
Under contract to be Black Bolt, so they got the dude from the pilot series, Inhumans, to play Black Bolt, and I was like, is that the same actor? I had to look it up because who fucking knows?
Yeah.
Who cares?
He didn't say shit.
And you can imagine him getting the phone call from Marvel and him being like, really? Like, is that you, Steve? Steve, are you fucking
Or
with me?
maybe they're hoping some people will go back to Disney Plus and watch Inhumans going, I guess I want to figure out about this Black Bolt character. I mean, they have the rights. It's on fucking Disney Plus.
Is it on Disney Plus?
It is. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is too, and that is an underrated show. That show is awesome.
Yeah, that is. But
I mean, they've got the rights.
Not underrated.
Inhumans is no, that is overrated because
whatever
they put money
the level
into that
of
production. Yeah.
But you know who did know who he was the Britney Spears fans who were like, oh my God, it's the guy from Crossroads.
What's that?
Oh, that's right. You said that he was in Crossroads,
He
right?
was the love interest in Crossroads, the wonderful 2002
Holy
movie
shit.
with Britney Spears.
Oh, God.
That's a connection I never thought would happen.
Yep, nope.
Yeah, that Britney Spears dated Black Bolt. Like,
yeah,
that's not something I expected either.
She was dating Justin Timberlake then, but he was in the movie with her.
Too many.
He was a drifter, and
he was a drifter.
They were going on a road trip, and he was the bad boy, and then they have sex, and she's not a girl.
Spoilers! Come on! I haven't seen it yet.
Oh damn! Kim Cattrall is her mom, and
oh well, you know.
Dan Aykroyd's her dad.
Like Porky's.
I'm sorry, Dan. I didn't. That's news to me. I had no idea Dan Aykroyd was in a fucking Britney Spears movie till right now.
Karen Manning and Zoe Saldana.
Wait. So the Blues Brothers 2000, which is Dan Aykroyd and John Goodman.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd was Britney Spears' dad in Crossroads, and John Goodman was the chick's dad in Coyote Ugly.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah,
holy shit.
around the same time. Yeah.
Maybe Britney Spears should be in Marvel because Zoe Saldana was also in Crossroads. She's Gamora. It's like, what's going on here?
Britney,
my God.
You know what? I'm here for it, honestly. If they decide to just give Britney Spears a role that is up to her acting talents, then fuck it, why not?
You know what wouldn't take that long to connect to Kevin Bacon?
Yeah,
This shit done in like 2 minutes.
You can't. You can connect that.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
There's too many players.
What we are connecting to on this episode of Geeks Under the Influence is the Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange 2, that just released in the theaters. We, for once, are actually going to be able to talk about the property pretty close to when it came out.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
That's always a nice little added bonus there.
It's progress.
This movie, of course, was directed by Sam Raimi. There was a previous director that was attached. I can't remember who was the previous director. We'll look that up. But Sam Raimi, this thing is like covered in Raiminess.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
It's very reminiscent of Spider-Man 2, where there was just that whole shot of the surgery room with the camera view. So much Raiminess in this movie. So
much. And that's what I want to get into on the first part of this episode is like how Raimi's stamp works in a Marvel Cinematic Universe property. And if it was, too much, not enough, and how that was affected. But let's get into the intro before anything else. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Geeks Under the Influence, all things Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Woo!
And shall be again, a changing of the guards, the tides marching in. You think you can hold out, but you know you're wrong, so you better join us now.
Also, Doctor Strange with a ponytail was a really...
I love how that's his comment. He's seen his own dead self. He's like, oh, ponytail.
Yeah.
That's myself dead. Oh, ponytail.
That was That's America's Ass sort of play off of that's what they were doing.
I'm glad it was just a ponytail because from the trailer, I thought he was wearing cornrows because you only saw him briefly, like in a blip.
There's
he just came back from the Bahamas.
Right.
There's some reality where he does have the cornrows.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we just didn't get there.
Yeah, I mean they were paint.
Strange.
They were all paint at one point. Anything is possible.
Not.
There's an episode of Parks and Rec where Ron Swanson gets with Tammy. His Tammy too.
Oh, right.
And over one night he's got cornrows and his mustache. Friction.
I mean, I did get to see Benedict Cumberbatch with dreads. If you watch Saturday Night Live, there's this skit and they do a flashback and he's wearing dreads and holding a bong. I was like, never thought I'd see that.
Oh, right. Yep. Yeah, I remember that. Yep. That was actually the past couple of SNLs have been surprisingly funny.
Yeah. Actually, he held his own really well on there.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of holding their own, we've got a pretty solid panel to talk about. I'm trying to find any segue I possibly can. I'm like America Chavez trying to find the portal to the next fucking dimension over here. A wine drinking extraordinaire and all things Let's Talk Pop. We've got Tori Sipe here.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you for joining us on this voyage through the multiverse.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Absolutely. You just came back from to the States. You were on vacation.
I was in London, England.
London town.
Just London town. It was quite lovely.
You caught a musical while you were out there, didn't you?
I did. I saw the Back to the Future musical.
I was hoping it was the Avengers musical from Hawkeye.
No, I saw the Back to the Future musical and I cried at the end and it was amazing.
They don't have it here.
No, they do not. My mug broke though and I was so sad about that. So that was a bummer. But I bought like over $100 worth of merch, so
you kind of have to.
Well, yeah, you have to. But the DeLorean, spoiler, the DeLorean is on stage and then at the end of the show they're in it, like who plays Doc and Marty, and then it comes out over and it was right above my head and it flips upside down and it's just,
that's amazing.
It's absolutely amazing.
Don't do acid before you watch it because you might actually freak out.
No, you probably shouldn't.
I think you should do acid. That sounds like a great experience.
That sounds like a dare, sir.
Yeah.
And not like the one that they did in sixth grade where they told you not to do drugs.
Right, so you did it anyways.
Yeah. The one that didn't listen to the cop that came out in sixth grade to say don't do drugs. We've got Fuck You Hunter here.
What's up, bitches?
What's up? You also got to see part of this movie before a lot of other people, right?
Yeah, we got to see the exact first part till the big reveal. It literally cut off and title came up right before you find out. Again, we've already said the spoiler thing about Scarlet Witch being behind everything.
Yeah.
So you see them talking and then a title card. So all of us left that theater having no clue, even watching the first 10 minutes, Scarlet Witch was behind everything. So
I did appreciate this movie whoa. With this movie, and it's the same Raimi thing, is that he likes to hit the ground running with action in his movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even if there's switching around the timelines of when things happen, he wants it to hit with a punch right out the gate. So there's something actiony that happens, and this movie is no exception.
Just that 10 minutes, there was that little bit of Raimi because you have where he stabs that creature in the eye and pulls the eye out.
Yeah.
Most Marvel movies, you would have had the stab in the eye and then cut. But Raimi's like, can I get away with the eyeball coming out? I mean, it's not a human. So, yep, full eyeball. That was awesome.
And also, I think the eyeball made like a noise when it popped
totally
out too,
It did.
which is definitely a Raimi thing to have some cartoonish level sound effects involved with some of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it was as juicy as it could be.
Yep, juicy eyeballs.
That's what he loves.
Speaking of juicy,
oh man, you are next to him, so he's allowed to compliment you.
I guess I get the dry rub today.
Yeah.
The dry hand jobs are from a different hand this time around.
Less juicy.
A little less
juicy.
We've got the sexual macadamia nut next to me.
Well, that just happened to everyone's ear holes. But hi,
Kyle Smash is here.
What's up, man?
Taking in a co-host role this evening.
I know.
It's been a little bit since you've co-hosted.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Lowdowns usually. He's pretty on it, but today I guess he he couldn't be here with us. It just happens.
Yeah, absolutely, especially as we get older.
And I'm thankful for it.
You get the multiverse with us.
This is a power move now.
That's right.
Yeah. I will be receiving the drawbacks.
You want your seat back? Fucking take it from me.
Kyle's going to spray paint on the chair after he leaves. Kyle was here.
Steven's going to be like, yeah, it dried. It's not going to affect me. And I'm like, yeah, that was my chair. I'm actually pissed. Loadout's not mad at all.
Well, to my left, I have you.
Yeah.
The Hobbitus Maximus.
Yes, the Hobbit, Mike the Hobbit here from Geeks Under the Influence, GUIPodcast.com for links to all the different shows in the network, including this one. Make sure to rate, review, subscribe, all those cool things you do with podcasts. Let's get into it because there's plenty to talk about. Holy shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
There was so much going on with this movie, and both good and bad going on with this movie. I did, in fact, very much enjoy this movie.
Oh, I thought it was excellent.
It was great.
Yeah, it was such a fun popcorn movie ride. It was pretty much nonstop. It had a couple moments of just like build up, but for the most part, it was pretty much full speed ahead. And the parts that were build up was like with the Illuminaughty and stuff where really important shit was happening.
I will say the
best scene in the movie.
Slight downfall is that if you haven't watched WandaVision, you might be a little bit lost. I just be that like, why is she obsessed with these kids that I don't remember seeing at Endgame? Like, so there's a little bit of kind of required watching. And that's the one thing I've kind of told people is like, you have watched WandaVision. Okay, you're good.
Yeah.
And there's even a moment where they mention the small town.
Yeah.
But it's not even like where they go over it again for anybody that didn't know what happened. And it's like, I mean, she took over a small town. They're like, what? And like, yeah, whatever. And then they just don't.
He's like, I'm not here for that thing.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah, that
they had the
doesn't.
opening show like the 3 sentences of filling in people that hadn't seen it, and they're just like, nah, we're not going to do that.
It was a well written script. I thought the Scarlet Witch's character got enough time to say, A, how powerful she is. I mean, she is so fucking powerful that she's basically, I guess if she had that power at Endgame wouldn't have happened.
I will say the movie definitely met my expectations because I'm a huge fan of horror.
Right.
Knowing Raimi, like, oh shit, he's going to be in this. And obviously I love Marvel movies. So it's this perfect blend of having someone like Raimi who does his stuff, has a little bit of horror elements without going too overwhelming that it's still a Marvel movie. So
yeah.
Are we surprised that it didn't get a rated R? I mean, there were a couple things in there that was like, really? That passed?
It was PG-13.
It's PG-13. I think it may seem like an R compared to Marvel movies, but if you're looking at other PG-13 movies, it's
I will say, I did notice like there was like more blood, like when Captain Carter gets gutted with the shield. Yeah. The blood is dripping, and it's like you see blood in other Marvel things, but the people are still alive.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily see the blood.
Oh, I think there's a director's cut, the RR, where you see Captain Carter slide in half. I mean,
maybe, yeah.
Ghost ship style.
Yeah. Ghost ship style, please.
And then also where Black Bolt, you see the back of his head actually.
Yeah, that was shocking.
Yeah. Talk about using the same tools that they used in Endgame of having the highest highs of the movie and the lowest lows right next to one another, so that you're like, holy shit, that's amazing, to oh no, was happening with the reveal of the Illuminaughty when you have all these appearances that you're like fucking stoked as shit about, and then they just all get fucking murdered.
Well, because you're sitting there going, all right, well, these are some powerful motherfuckers. Nothing's going to happen to them. And then all of a sudden, it's just like one wall goes down, then the other, then all these soldiers, and then another. And it's just like, all right, let's get her. And no one comes out on top. Even Captain Marvel, which I was surprised, because I would think if anyone really could head-to-head would be her.
I did like how the guys like Black Bolt and Reed Richards, they died immediately. Yeah. And then it's like Captain Carter and Captain Marvel give each other a look like, oh, man.
Yeah.
But I also love that it's straight up like that would happen in The Day After Tomorrow, in every movie where somebody like warns them of the oncoming badness that's about to happen, and they're just like, oh, you're cute. You're
this.
Really the problem.
Yeah,
we're going to lock you up, you big
fine.
Weirdo. Yeah. He's like, fucking Scarlet Witch is coming. She's going to fuck shit up. And they're like, we've met exactly 2 Doctor Stranges, and both kind of sucked. So all Doctor Stranges suck. Like, what about Scarlet Witch? Like, we don't really know Scarlet Witch. Okay, she's worse. I don't know what to. She's fine.
You mean the soccer mom out in the suburbs?
Yeah.
We're worried about her.
Really, our problem.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be just fine. Just really condescending shit.
We have to talk about Professor X What they did for him was the old school fucking cartoon, which was great. They gave him a little bit of music, the hover wheelchair, and you start feeling. I watched it actually feeling like a kid. I was like, oh, this is sweet. Oh, no. And then all of a sudden, it was not sweet anymore. It was a dead motherfucker real quick and broke his neck in his own mind.
Oh, the music cue, by the way, when he rolls up, is literally from the 90s anime.
No, it is. It's exactly.
And I lost my shit.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, when he's in the mine and it's just like the quiet and the red smoke, it's such a Sam Raimi, like, moment.
Totally. Yeah.
And then just like her coming up, like, it felt very Evil Dead to me. And I just like, and you're just like, oh, like, I love that moment so much.
It was like a hybrid of that and Drag Me to Hell. Like, in the way that it was shot from behind versus,
Yeah. You're just like, something's
when she comes, Scarlet Witch comes through that mirror. And the way she did it, that's straight up Raimi, Drag Me to Hell Witch, and like
that's 100%. I mean, he put as much as he could into this movie. They gave him a lot of leeway,
and that's a lot of the reviews that I've been seeing. And people have different opinions on whether it's a good or a bad thing, but this definitely is the most not feeling like the other Marvel movies out of all of them. That you've got some connective tissue for sure, but like this feels way more of a Sammy Raimi movie than an MCU movie,
right?
Yeah.
And I consider that
that's fine.
A good thing for the most part. I feel like there is a little bit of a mixture of what they were trying to do thrown in, and I think that's because of switching directors last minute, and they also had to switch an actor or two in the movie. So there was a challenge going into it, rushing some stuff, so it couldn't be fully his vision. He was still working with producers that wanted specific things. You had those moments that were very Marvel. And then all of a sudden it was like, yakety schmackety doo. Like fucking Bruce Campbell punching himself in the face over and over again.
For 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, he can't controve his hand and he's getting punched in the face by it. I wonder where we've seen that before.
I tell you, that was a great little like love letter to, especially to the fans who love the movie so much with his possessed hand. I was hoping to see just something a little more from like Bruce Campbell. Like, he likes to put him in these roles that's like a maitre d' or, just the side, like, Roach Coach on the side. But I was hoping there was going to be a little bit bigger role for him.
Well, usually Bruce Campbell's cameos are that somebody that's annoying our main character.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Right. They're like a mini little antagonist.
I just hope it was ad-libbed because his whole thing was like, that's a good-looking cloak, man. Did you get that you stole that from the museum, didn't you? You're one of them takers. You just take. You're a taker that takes. And then you see the cloak in this universe and it's blue and you're like, bro,
like
you literally own a pizza ball cart 1 block from where they keep the Doctor Strange cloak. You don't know what color it is.
Probably there's different edits and cuts of different things.
I'm sure they threw out a bunch of shit.
Raimi's like, we'll go with that one.
Well, that's fine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the visuals alone in this movie to throw that together either was fun or maddening. Like, I can see probably more the latter.
I like when they went through like the 20 different dimensions and Dr. Strange said like, were we paint?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, you don't want to get stuck in that one. It's
really,
messy.
You can't eat there.
You can't eat there.
Right. It's like really hard to eat.
I like they built in that she's always looking for food.
Yeah.
That's her whole thing.
See what this universe or that dimension's pizza is like, like,
yep.
Well, that's kind of close to home for me.
Which is pretty
that
cool.
would also be like, what's pizza like here?
Pizza balls, apparently.
We talk about America Chavez. I mean, she did a good job I don't think they gave her enough, in my opinion. Like, her role was there, yes, and I get that it was like to go from one universe, and that was kind of it. And then she had a victory moment at the end, and that was it. Like, so I'm not totally up on that specific character. What is the future in terms of Doctor Strange, Carmitage, in terms of learning magic?
Oh, I mean,
I don't know if that's something in the comics that she goes to.
Is that something that came up with the movie?
That's kind of something new, but
also,
we're going to see more of her.
The character's a little different too, because I think this is the youngest iteration that we've seen of her. She's like a teenager in this one, and she's like a young woman in the comics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually changed that because she auditioned when she was like 13 and was like, I don't know, I'm not gonna whatever. And then they called her back and were like, hey, so you're America Chavez, and she's like, oh, okay. And so she was
Fuck
like,
her for that being the response.
Yeah.
Oh wow, cool.
No,
I'm in
no,
a
she was
Marvel
just, like,
movie.
so shocked because
Yeah,
she was
I'm
like,
like,
I'm not gonna get it.
I'm cool with her being America Chavez, but
Yeah.
fuck her for being like, oh, cool. Like, all right, Zoomer, fucking.
She's probably
I'll make
Show your
room. I'll make room on my schedule.
No, I mean, I
It's
don't
like,
mean
that's
she was
to-
like
that's totally
like,
cool.
like Gen Z, like whatever. No, she was just like so shocked because it was written for like a older like
I think her age.
younger-
I think her age
Like a
works.
21-year-old
though.
or something.
19, 20,
Yeah.
and she was only 13 when she auditioned.
She was
So
like,
she's
I'm
not
sorry, you
gonna get
interrupted
it.
my TikTok.
Yeah.
Can you call back a little later?
But no, I think her age works because it kind of makes Strange take on a quicker responsibility of a protector for her. I mean, like he's like, you're trying to attack this girl because of her ability. So I
Yeah.
feel like it works better with that.
Well, yeah, and I get that in terms of his evolution and almost de-evolution in the movie, where he becomes that arrogant dickhead again. I mean, he still does what he does. He protects, but he's like almost like when he was a doctor, he was super arrogant. It's like he came back to that, and only to get and like, all right, we got to reteach you this lesson, and then that's her role right there. Was like teach him, love.
Yeah, it's like at the beginning when he doesn't like bow and he's like, it's customary to bow to the.
Yeah, exactly.
And then at the very end he bows and he's just like gives him a nod. And he's like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess I'll do it because I have
All
to.
right.
Okay.
But I find that him protecting America, like, and the whole goal is Scarlet Witch is like, I need to kill this chick and this girl in order to see my kids. So you're like, so murder this one child so
Right.
you can see your other two kids. All right.
That's brought up like right away.
Yeah.
Like right at the very beginning, they're like, hey, Scarlet Witch, so what you're saying is that like, kill this kid because kids are precious and you need to be near yours, but also like, fuck their mom too.
Yeah.
Like fuck that Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
And that's
What's going to happen to the mom there? And she's like, well, I guess I fucking murder her. There's no...
They won't know.
That Scarlet Witch had when she gets pulled out after attacking the Illuminati. Like you're just waking up, just covered in motor oil and human blood. Like what kind of blackout did I just fucking have?
Right.
which leads a question
Like,
because
I got into the Jaeger again.
Yeah.
right, goddamn tequila. No, it begs a question because they have different explanation for things in this whole. It's not just a multiverse, right? There's a multiple timeline, and then there's pocket dimensions, and then there's an alternate universe. So the alternate is like ours, only slightly different depending on choices made, so on and so forth. Timeline is something similar, but doesn't affect the multiverse, or is the multiverse?
The multiverse is incorporated into the timeline as well.
So the answer is
Have
all
you
of
watched
the
enough
above.
Rick and Morty? I mean, come on.
Oh fuck!
Like basically, as
I'm not going to take
as
my
time
science cues.
as
from
time
some more-
continues, every choice that every human makes or species makes splinters another timeline.
Right. So that timeline then creates another universe.
Yes,
So the pocket dimension, like where the gods live, is something completely different.
That's something
in
different.
between the
That's
space in between.
Yeah.
Yep.
So does that mean we're gonna get a Mr. Fantastic
Yes.
movie, and that's keeps with it, or was this just a fun cameo?
The thing is, I think that was such a fan choice for so many years that there have been conversations that John Krasinski has met with Marvel before. That is a thing. He actually went out for Captain America.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
screen tested.
Yeah, he screen tested for Captain
I
America.
think
so,
the new rumor is that he may direct.
and that is the new rumor.
Maybe
is that,
and act. I'm not sure, but direct for
initially,
sure.
the director of the Spider-Man movies was going to be doing the Fantastic Four movie, but he dropped from that project. And Krasinski has expressed recently that he would love to not only be in the Marvel movies, but direct one as well.
Well, because
So-
you've got two different ways to look at it. You've got where in the Illuminati, Professor X is the Professor X we're used to. Apparently, the Black Bolt that is accurate that I didn't know. till you
Literally,
told me.
everybody is like, Marvel, okay, cool, but you
here's
didn't
the thing.
have to.
You have
Yeah.
that, and you go, okay, so I guess that's how it works. But then you have that part in WandaVision where they gave you the big middle finger, where it's like, look, it's Quicksilver.
Yeah,
You're like,
that's
holy
right.
fuck, that's the Quicksilver from the X-Men. And, oh, no, fuck you, it's not. And so you don't know. You have no idea who's going to be that,
The
if they're
thing is
fucking
that-
with you or not.
But they're doing exactly what they did in the fucking comic books. Is that, like, if it's not Battle World with Secret Wars or something, there's going to be some sort of. They've already called it. What's the event where the different universes smash together and one survives, or they meld together?
I'm thinking DC.
Yeah, that's
but
Infinite Crisis.
Yeah.
No, but I
Crisis
think
in Infinite Earths.
they talked about it in Doctor Strange that there was the incursion. Was it?
Oh yeah, so two universes collapsing in on each other,
They
merging.
They either merge together or one destroys the other.
Right.
Yeah, what they did with the Ultimate and the regular Marvel universes.
So all they're doing is they're setting up that like the X-Men and the Fantastic Four are in the same universe. That is what they're suggesting, or they're this version of them.
Yeah.
And we've only seen John Krasinski and Professor Xavier.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that there's going to be some version of that universe that ends up incursioning into our 616 universe. And then that's how you get a different Captain America and a different Iron Man, because like they melded and then one disappeared or replaced.
You still have 818 X-Men who are coming to put some revenge on Professor X.
Yeah, and then like the 616, it's like, John Krasinski could be in it. Like he could be, he just isn't, maybe he isn't Reed Richards yet. Like maybe there isn't a Fantastic Four yet in our universe.
He's
I don't
still
know.
in college.
I just think,
His timeline could be different of when he gets the abilities.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like the biggest reaction in the entire time when I was in the theater, which it was very low energy, but when he came on, it was like,
I was like, "Wah!" Yeah, I was freaking out.
Everyone was freaking out. So it's just like, I mean,
I want
again,
that.
they can do whatever they want, but
I want that in like She-Hulk or something, like one of the Disney Plus shows where they just run across John Krasinski as like a Klein or something. It's like, it was a pleasure working with you, Bleed Blichards.
God damn it. Bleed Blichards.
I think
It's like, great.
I think it was like when they had Matt Murdock in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, we
and
lost.
you're just like,
so many people lost their
Charlie
shit
Cox.
when that happened.
Yeah.
People lost their shit. So I don't know. I think they might, but it's still too early.
I think they were able to throw that in there because they still have negotiation power with John Krasinski being like, we can replace you. Like it is the multiverse. We still have plenty of options.
That's the amazing thing about it, because it's a
fantastic
multiverse,
thing,
is that
actually.
everything is and is not all at the same time. It's like Schrodinger's cat. Like, and you don't know until you look, until you can see it.
You guys walk on red, like
Right, exactly. So I mean,
that was some slider shit right there.
I did not think we'd have a slider reference. God damn it.
How did you not think
I know.
This is
a multiverse. It's a
multiverse.
multiverse show.
You did not think there would be some Jerry O'Connell reference.
I knew it.
Fuck you, Hunter.
John Krasinski's just gonna go in and be like, "I'm Jim, bitch. I made A Quiet Place. Give me the job."
We just have what's her name that plays Pam on The Office. She can be Sue.
Or you just have John Krasinski play John Krasinski in 616, and he's married to like Emily Blunt, and they are themselves.
No. People want Emily Blunt to be
I know.
Sue.
But that's
like,
how you
too.
do it. Where
She would do a
616,
great
they're
job,
just
of course.
the actors,
she'd
John
be great.
Krasinski and Emily Blunt. And then when the convergence happens, they're Sue Storm and Reed Richards, and they just kind of annihilate John Krasinski and
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt.
I think everyone was hoping for all kinds of crazy cameos. Everyone was like, "Oh, Chris Evans is going to be Human Torch," and I was like, "They're not going to do that."
No.
Like,
I don't think he wants to do that. Like,
no, he doesn't want to do that.
No,
it's
no,
like
no, no,
it's
no.
true, and it's true in one universe, but we don't have to show that.
That's the shame universe. He doesn't want to bring up the shame universe.
We're good.
People were talking about with every bit of full-chested confidence that there was going to be this cameo or that cameo, that everybody had it dialed in and figured out. Everybody was like 100%, zero doubt, Deadpool in this movie.
No.
Gonna happen.
Well, now you have, after Spider-Man, now you're kind of like, what are we going to see? Because they kind of set it up now. I mean, having all the Spider-Mans in that one movie. So now you kind of are waiting, like, who are you going to bring in? And this movie kind of helps encourage that with, oh shit, there's fucking Professor X.
Yep.
How many times did you see Tom Cruise as Tony Stark?
Oh god.
Oh yeah. I have a group on Facebook. Somebody posted a trailer that somebody made that they incorporated
Deep
Tom
fake.
Cruise,
It's
a
a
deep
deep
fake
fake.
of Tom Cruise as Iron Man,
It's not
and
real.
it was really well done.
I mean, he
much
probably
props.
would have done a good job. I don't think anybody would have I wouldn't have fully accepted it.
No.
I mean,
no.
that Iron Man movie was
Yeah.
supposed to come out in the 90s. That's the whole thing.
Well, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That was like at the height of like Tom Cruise, where anything he was in was like $100 million movie. So, and I don't, somehow it just fell through.
I don't think Tom Cruise would have like signed up for that unless he had a chance to be Iron Man in one of the multiverses more than just the cameo.
Yeah. Well, that, and you would have gotten like the terrible fucking Stallone Judge Dredd movie, where it's Judge Dredd who's not wearing the fucking helmet
the whole
most
time.
of the fucking
Yep.
movie.
Yeah.
And I see a Tom Cruise Iron Man movie where literally you get a couple shots of the helmet on, and then him not wearing it.
Well,
most
that's
of the
how
time.
that's how they did it in the early '90s. They were
Yeah.
like, "We'll only have you dressed up as the superhero for like 10
That's what
minutes."
they did
of
with
the
the Hoff.
film. Yeah,
When David Hasselhoff was Nick Fury.
yeah, terrible, just terrible.
I just like to bring that up just to make people.
I have
squirm.
the last horror con we went to. I got a copy.
Did you buy
of the
that?
I did.
Oh God!
It was like $4. I got the Fantastic Four movie. I was like, I gotta have it.
I think if you do a very light search on like some sort of tube site where you can view different videos, you might be able to find something regarding
You think so?
the Hasselhoff
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Shield movie.
Oh, I'm sure it's on YouTube already. I have no doubt.
Dude, I was trying to be chill.
Yeah.
That movie's amazing.
Now
I
that
don't
would have
care.
been random.
Like, I love it.
If they got
It's
any of
bad.
the actors from the Corman Fantastic Four to show up in this fucking movie, I would have high-fived everybody.
Where's
Yeah.
the bar? They were paint. Like you don't have a world where you can't do that at this point.
What if it's just like Michael Chiklis and everyone's like, oh, it's the Thing, but he's just the cop from The Shield?
Yes, 100%. Well, that's where, because there is going to be a point
Or the
where
commish.
they're on like phase 8 or 9 of the Marvel universe, and they've done the fucking every trick they can do to incorporate stuff and get as big as possible. And they're doing like the gods that are above the Celestials. They're going like up to the top tier of the gods that they're fighting, and like that's the most impossible thing. And then they beat that. Like, what do we do now? And that's when Star Wars comes in. And they just do mega franchises coming on. There's like Indiana Jones, Star Wars, Marvel mashup movie.
You could have had
Harrison-
fun with it though, and had a dimension where literally you show, Michael B. Jordan as, was he Johnny Storm or whatever he was,
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah.
thing, and had some of the characters, Chris Evans, and had him in this weird universe where it's the Shame universe, and then just for like
Right?
15 seconds.
There's like the X-Men in the Deadpool movie where they're just in that one scene in
Yeah.
the room. And
They're
they close
there.
That's
the
what I'm
door.
saying. Literally
Yeah.
just a quick shot
Genius.
of all the Shame.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren waves as Punisher, just that kind of shit, all right?
Here's how anything I was, because there's a cartoon dimension. So, that was one of my favorite ones.
Oh, God,
I went
yeah.
to the cartoon dimension. And all I could think was X-Men. It was the first thing that came to my mind was X-Men, because that was one of the biggest cartoons at the time. It still is. But I wondered what they did with that. Maybe that's the what if universe
Yeah.
Oh man, if they
with
do
multi universes within it, little pocket universes.
if they
where
do the
everything-
Avengers Assemble moment with the end of this series of phases, and it just has like a fucking orchestral version, like with the X-Men charging, I'm coming everywhere.
You're talking like Mad Max style, like like with the big guitar, like riding in with the flames coming
Yeah,
off.
they're just like X-Men Assemble, and it's like and it's like turns animated multiverse, and they just start running.
So Hugh Jackman, all of a sudden, his voice becomes ridiculous. Like, I'll get you, Bob.
I'll get you,
Hey,
Bob.
Bob, yeah. Like, what's going on with my voice?
Canada.
I do find it interesting though that in like Spider-Man they had all the 3 Spider-Man, they're all different, they're all Peter Parker, but they're all different people. And then in this like thing, it's like, oh no, all the Doctor Stranges look the same, all the like Captain Marvel look the same,
And all the Doctor
like,
Stranges suck.
Yeah, I
too.
was
Like,
like, how
they're-
bad is that to be
Yeah,
an
they all suck,
asshole
so-
on Multiverse? Like, you're an asshole in every one of these.
And then also America Chavez is like, what's the Spider-Man? Does he shoot webs out of his butt? Like, she had no idea what a Spider-Man was.
I like his
Also, Doctor
response.
Strange was like, no, he did.
Yeah, I don't
maybe.
know.
Is
Maybe
there only 3 Peter Parkers, or are those the only 3?
it's the only 3 that bled through. Because you had
Yeah.
Miles
I mean,
Morales.
there's probably
so
other
many.
Peter Parkers
Sure.
that didn't get bitten by that radioactive spider.
Yeah.
So it'd be, oh, you mean Peter Parker, the guy that's the annoying photographer? for
Sure, and there's
Bugle?
there's other iterations of Spider-Man, but she didn't know what like any Spider-Man.
It'd be like a Loki hybrid. Like, what if like an alligator was bit by the spider?
Well, so she hasn't been.
I love
She named
that.
it. She went to like 70 something universes, so she hasn't been to all of them.
Mhm.
There's like infinite
A
number.
fuck ton, yeah.
yeah, and she's been to
Sure.
like 70 something.
She's definitely been
73.
to more
73. So
than anyone else. She's definitely the authority on going to an
Mhm.
alternate universe.
sure.
But where does like the Loki thing play, like that thing? Because like, oh no, this is the timeline. These alternate versions, these various. So it's like, wait, aren't they from other universes? Then why are they getting? It
Well,
just gets like,
That brings like I get that they were trying to with the show Loki. They were trying to do Kang, right? Obviously, Kang's going to be the. Is he going to be the big bad? I don't know. It's either him or Galactus. It's one or the other.
Well, Kang's supposed to be in the next Ant-Man movie.
He's in
Yeah.
Quantumania.
Right,
Oh,
which is
okay.
where apparently, and I have watched it again. I saw it. I saw somebody pause on it. I don't know what it was, but essentially in the quantum realm is where the TVA is. And that's where they exist outside of time.
Right.
In there. And if you watch Ant-Man and the Wasp, if you go real slow to when he rescues his wife and they're escaping, it's starting to shrink down. There's a little city. There's a city under a dome inside this little pocket. And you literally pause on it. You can see it clear as fucking day. I'm not kidding.
That's not the TVA. That's actually that's where Kang lived, I think.
Yeah, I think that's his. That's his.
So is that where he was seeing the timeline from?
That's where he hides, pretty much.
Is that where he hides? Okay.
Yeah.
I did notice when they were going through all the multiverses, Doctor Strange in America, you do see the quantum realm for like 2 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah, you do.
So I think that's a good point for us to take the break.
Oh, yes.
For this half, we got to do that whole thing. So you can hear about some of the other shows on the network. And when we come back, well, we're going to talk a little bit more about the multiverse of madness. I try to think of some dumb thing where we came back with like different names or accents or something. No.
Like I'm the lowdown of this universe. Like,
good day, mate. This is the Geeks Under the Kangaroo.
Oh man, this sounds like yes. This is great.
Hello,
yes.
I have a pretty good British accent, I think. I don't know.
Can you say?
We're supposed to do good accent. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Can you say Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
That's the multiverse where it's a GUI where we do good accents.
Yeah.
That's
everything I end up doing ends up sounding like Australian and bad, like just bad Australian.
just bad for me. I don't think
so. Wolverine from the animated series is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I try to do Russian and it comes out Jamaican. I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know how you go from one to the other, but that's pretty amazing.
I don't know, but we'll try to figure that out on the second half. So
That
stick
would make me
around,
laugh.
and we'll be right back.
Coming straight from the mouths of madness, I'm Lowdown.
I'm FU Hunter.
Do you love horror?
We fucking do.
So this is a podcast dedicated to all things in cinematic horror. We're talking movies, television, composers, special effects artists. We're going to fucking cover it.
So if you love horror,
Embrace the madness.
My name is Amy Bogard,
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
and we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIPodcast.com.
In a world of blockbuster movies, there's another dimension.
The dimension of schlock cinema. Join us at Beautiful Disasters on a journey into the fringe territory of B-movie abandon.
We review the flicks that are forgotten or underappreciated to give them a proper place in the annals of celluloid history.
I'm the Groots,
FU Hunter.
your guides at Beautiful Disasters. Come along with us for a fun ride. May the schlock be with you.
In a world with too many reboots and remakes,
two men will stop at nothing to make it even worse.
join Mike the Hobbit and Tondi as they play by their own rules while pitching new takes on some of your favorite and least favorite films and TV shows. What podcast would dare to bring this upon the world?
This is Smack My Pitch Show.
Hey guys, Scotty P here with Smash
On your left.
and we are the Geekfathers. That's right, bringing all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent.
So welcome to our world.
And as always, join us
or cry.
We're back for the second half of Geeks Under the Influence, all things Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
That's how I hear it when I read the title. Just like that, yeah.
Just like madness. Speaking of madness, we're going to talk about the madness that is having sponsors for your show. It's a necessary evil, but fortunately, at least one of our sponsors we like. The one first, though, is our sponsor, Amazon.com, which you use it. Everybody uses it. It's a thing that's necessary nowadays to get the products that you need. So instead of just giving all your money directly over to Amazon, go through a link at GUIPodcast.com. That way, some of the money that you spend on Amazon goes to us instead of them. So fight the man by giving them most of your money, but some of it doesn't go to them.
That's right.
That's
that little bit.
Thanks for shopping at Amazon.
That's called capitalist activism right there.
It's captivism.
No, I mean it is a necessary evil sometimes to use the Amazons. If you don't, that's fine, no problem. We have another option for you. And that is, of course, TeePublic. TeePublic, we have tons of designs, and we got approval from the showrunners that we are going to be unveiling the listener illustration program on Geeks Under the Influence Network.
Nice.
Meaning that if you, as a listener, as a fan of the shows on the network, if you have an inside joke that you liked from an episode, if there's a logo that you want to play with, if you want to do anything with any of the show's stuff as a design and want to submit it, if we deem it to be worthy of going on merchandise, and it's not a terribly high bar, but there is a bar, because I know you're as sarcastic and shitty as we are. So you're going to put in stick figure drawings, being like, they said they put it on a shirt, and it's just going to be like me like humping Steven in stick figures or something.
Yeah. Things just got very strange.
So there is a line for sure, but if it's a solid design, we like it, we'll put it on a design. And as a thank you for sending in the design, we'll send you a shirt or a mug, your choice of the design, free of charge, just as a thank you for submitting your design to us. So if you want a cool design that's GUI network specific, and you want a shirt of it, send it to us. It's simple. If we like it, we will use it as a design. The agreement is we get to use it for our stuff, but you also get a free thing with it.
I made that. I made that.
You can be, I made that. Yeah. So that way you can get in on the fun. Send us some designs if you have a cool idea. You want to make a shirt that picks on me. Go for it. There's already the Shut the Fuck Up Hobbit.
Oh, there's
Please, some listener.
Would you like suggestions?
So yeah, if there's a funny inside joke from an episode, that's a great choice to make some cool stuff. Just on Deeply Upsetting, we talked about a haunted beach full of doll heads, so there's plenty of room to work with that there. So yeah, and if you don't want to design something for us, just go to our store at guipodcast.com/store. Take it to TeePublic, where there's all sorts of designs already on the site. Very cool stuff on there. And there's sales all the time. So instead of $20 for a shirt, it'll be $13 or $14. So just keep track of the site. Check it off and on. GUIPodcast.com/store. And mugs, stickers, buttons, laptop bags, pillows, fucking t-shirts, whatever, baby onesies.
Lay on our face.
Yes.
Yeah, sit on our Geeks Under the Influence. Sit on our face. So that's
our new bumper sticker.
Preferred method for supporting us is to check out TeePublic. There's some very cool stuff on there, and hopefully some of your designs to be popping on there in the very near future. And you can just send in your designs at geeksundertheinfluence@gmail.com and link it to like a Google Drive picture or whatever. And I just make sure it's over 3,000 by 3,000 size, so that it's big enough that it'll be high quality.
That seems fair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, that is our sponsors. And now into what really drives the madness on this show. We're talking about oh wait, no, we're going to do a live version.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
The
agreement. Yes.
That every time Kyle's on the show.
God damn it.
Yeah.
We do a live version of it. So let me I'm going to do one better actually here.
Oh no.
Here we go. It'll loop.
Yeah, no. Through me out. Hey, what we're drinking? We're getting drunk. You want to know? Well, here you go. Hey, motherfucker.
Okay, yeah, the music has to be in the background from now on.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier.
Little head bopping going on.
My mind's like, that's right.
I love there was one moment you were just like, oh, I think I'm going to sing. No. Like you started being like, hey.
I was like
really
1, 2, 3. I was trying to count with, like, when do I come in?
So what we're drinking, Tori, you got a little theme drink that you're drinking on there. Let's take a look at that. What are you sipping on?
Yeah, so I'm having a Syrah. It's called 6 Cents. It's a Michael David wine, and it has a really cool label. It's also a very good wine out of Lodi, California. Very good winemaker. Have lots of good wines, but it has a little hand with an eye in the middle. So very Doctor Strangey.
Cool. If you drink enough, do you see dead people? Or is that a dad joke?
I think that depends on what kind of like PTSD you're suffering from.
Yeah.
And how much booze you drink.
The ghost of war passed.
speaking of thematically on the label being very similar to the choice for the share this evening, is I decided to share the pulp-free mimosa-inspired beer from Trapezium. And on the label, it's an orange with a eye that looks very eerily similar to Doctor Strange's third eye that opens up on his forehead. So.
This took me by surprise. This is delicious.
This is a summer drink.
It's a citrus treat.
It is a citrus treat. Yes.
This is a dangerous. I mean, it's only 5.5%, but it's still a dangerous.
Oh, you can session this pretty easy.
Oh, hell yes.
Now, if you've listened to me on this podcast before, you know that I notoriously do not like beer. So I have waited to take a sip until this very moment to see if I enjoy it.
Here we go.
Which I don't know. It smells good, so I think I might.
You might. This is pretty approachable.
It's citrusy.
Yeah. I give it like it's very orangey. I give it like a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. For a non-beer drinker.
Yeah.
That was a full
I do like
experience.
That it says pulp free because you know what? I don't want to drink fucking pulp in my beer. Right?
No.
Have me some nasty shit, right?
It's like the equivalent
It's like,
of...
beer's good, but if it wasn't for all the pulp, this would be a much higher
Does
rated.
anybody have a strainer? Like,
I do like how they had to like put that on the label, so you're just like, and like you give people this beer and like, is there pulp in this?
Is there pulp in
Well,
it?
it's mimosa.
That's when you just say, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say this is a solid 6 out of 10. I enjoy this.
A solid. Yeah, no, this is, I can definitely see the mimosa inspired from this. And I've had beer mimosas before. I think what they call it in the hood is the brass monkey. God
damn it.
You know what? This is a vacation.
vacation.
This is like a beach vacation beer. Like you could, get a case of this or more and take it out and just have.
Let the kids play on the beach, get shit faced in the sun. It's awesome, man. Kids, just to watch out for the sharks.
Make sure they're playing close to the shoreline. It's good.
Just watch out for the sharks.
Bump up my rating to like a 7.5.
Oh, nice.
I think I might try to buy this and drink this.
Yes, that's awesome.
I'm pretty excited about this. Thank you.
That's great. And I got this actually right down the street at Union Market. They have this available. So
Trapezium.
I might be picking this up as a summer drink.
Definitely.
Nice. This is a summer drink. It is, it's going to be a little more expensive. It's like that $10, $11 range for a 6-pack.
Sure.
Kind
It's
of
the
thing.
quality and the pulp removal.
The pulp.
pulp.
That's why it's more expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very expensive pulp removal process.
The mimosa inspired alone should that marketing alone, as long as they put that big enough, they need to put that.
They need to increase that font.
Fuck pulp free. They need to put mimosa inspired. This shit would sell like
Eggs
hotcakes.
Benedict in this. Fucking my Sunday mornings are set.
Especially in this brunch city.
About 3 blocks from here, Trapezium will be opening their Church Hill location by the end of the year.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
So there's an old Masonic temple that's about 3 blocks away that's massive with these huge pillars in front that they're turning into the Trapezium Church Hill Brewery. So
I also just want to say when they mean pulp free, because there's an orange with an eye on the can, that they actually like stab the eye and take the eye out of the orange.
Yes.
And that's what they mean by pulp free.
Yeah, no eye pulp in
no
in this
eyes,
version.
no eye pulp.
No eye pulp.
You can taste that no eye.
That's right.
It's so good.
Yeah, this is really tasty, and definitely a brunch beer beverage for fucking days, or like poolside or beachside. This would be a fucking fantastic.
This is
choice.
like, hey, get drunk but not realize it till it's too late kind of drink.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is standing up from laying on your beach towel for too long and going, oh no.
I had 4 of them and now I'm sunburned.
I was laying on my back. Now I'm on my face. I don't know what happened.
Your kid like full speed sprints and jumps into the deep end. And you're like, hey, no, oh no. I can't.
You ask the kid, is your dad okay? He's like, yeah, that's what he calls de-stressing.
Yeah.
Actually, he calls his marriage distressing.
I don't know. He just keeps saying. He just keeps saying pulp free over and over again. That's all I keep saying.
So yeah, I'd say that's a very well received share for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I think
really good.
Everybody has.
Oh, it's not been lately that we've had one that everybody agreed with was tasty. So yeah, good on you, Trapezium, pulp free, fantastic choice. And I'll be taking a picture with that to put on our social media as well.
Fucking delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's get back into the meat. Let's talk about the thing that we're here for, which is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, we talked a little bit about the Illuminaughty on the first half, but Hunter, you had something you wanted to start off with here.
Well, I mean, I said earlier that WandaVision is kind of essential for this, but there's another Marvel series that I think you should also kind of essential is What If. There is a lot of What If connections.
What
to
if
this
what,
movie.
Hunter?
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. you've got, even from the point of Doctor Strange pulling people's like powers out of them in order to become stronger.
Yeah.
And like becoming sinister. Yeah, there's the sinister Doctor Strange in this, and he's pulling powers out of America Chavez, I mean, at the beginning of the fucking movie.
Captain Carter, like, just there's so many elements. So.
Even like the drippy, inky, like separating stuff as the incursion is happening.
And I'll tell you, I mean, obviously within that particular series, they've already wiped out some of those characters.
Oh yeah.
In that, whatever I don't know how many Captain Carters there are, like, or
well,
but I can only imagine. Yeah, there's 2 down. So that takes care of that.
Which I really like the look of a live action Sharon Carter. It looked great. Agent Carter. There not a lot of speaking lines. They didn't give her a whole lot to do with that role. So I don't know if they were.
Her presence was strong though.
Yeah, definitely.
I can do this all day.
Yeah. You knew they were going to throw that in.
Yeah, come on. The thing is that, like, I groaned when they said that, but it had to be said.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at them for doing it. It had to be done. It was like the tie-in with the... Yeah, I get it, but it was also very grown.
Only other thing you could have had is Captain Marvel go, like, on your left. Like, that would have been the
left, or, like, that's Britain's ass.
No, it's different because it's Sharon Carter, and goddamn right it is. But
she's a
But there would be too much social media usage of that's Britain's ass. Too many cartoons drawn of that.
A lot of pictures of peaches with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably have been good. But.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, you get to him encountering the Doc Strange from What If that's just gotten so fucking corrupted, and again, you were saying like ink, the whole fucking world is pretty much just gone to shit.
Well, that's a funny thing that they do in this movie, and that's a good point because they start off with him again, like I said earlier, being arrogant, and then he kind of goes to this transition, and then you think that transition is like complete. I was like, oh, he reached a new level. Well, he did reach a new level, but it's going to go in completely different direction than you think, and that's the third eye.
Yeah.
Which, from my understanding, is the eye of Agamotto, essentially, like in physical presence or physical form, that was brought about from the Darkhold. But that doesn't make any sense.
Who else thought when that happened, prying open my third eye? Just Tool immediately jumps in your head.
I was just going to say, it's classic Raimi because just like Drag Me to Hell, where you're like, hey, look, they did it. And then, oh, wait, no, she's fucked. And you get to that last part, and it's that final reveal that was so Raimi of the fucking third eye reveal. Yeah. And it's like, no, wait, shit's fucked. Good night.
So, that's the question revolves around. Does that mean that everything was for naught and he's eventually still going to become the Dark Strange?
No,
more of just he's going to have to figure out ways to contain it and utilize it without it turning him into that Strange.
Yeah, and I think that like tied into the like mid-credit scene too, but like I thought it was kind of dumb how like the very end he's like walking down the street and he has a third eye, but then the mid-credit scene, this almost exact same, he's walking down the street again, and then I'm like, could you put him in like a different place?
Right.
Make the scene like slightly different.
Well,
that was a little disappointing though, is that Clea shows up as the character.
Yeah.
And in the comics she has this ridiculous perm for a good amount of the time she's in comics, and I really want to see Charlize Theron with that stupid like poodle perm. But they're like, no, she wants the regular hair.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the comics she eventually becomes Sorcerer Supreme. At one point,
and one
she's the Sorceress Supreme of the Dark Dimension, right?
Okay.
I think is what it is.
So does she eventually take? I mean, are they trying to have maybe her eventually take the place of Doctor Strange?
Oh no, they get married in the comics.
Oh, they get married.
They get married.
She's like the new love interest.
Marriage.
Yeah, marriage.
I mean, they have kids and all that, or does it go deep?
Yeah, there's a whole comic series called Strange Brood. Where they have
Strange Seed.
Strange Seed, yeah.
Strange Days.
Strange Brew.
Strange Babes.
Strange Brew.
Okay. No, the thing that actually pissed me off more than anything else in this fucking movie was the fact that this cloak is his fucking wingman through all of these movies, is so fucking badass, does all this shit when he's unconscious, is saving him from fucking aliens and mystical wizard people and doing all the hard fucking heavy lifting, all this shit, even let him levitate over to get a latte. Cloak is fucking there for him. Cloaky is the fucking key to all of the shit.
Cloaky.
And what does he do when he's walking down the street? Turn him into a fucking hipster scarf.
Yep.
That's what he does. This is a douchey little red hipster scarf.
It's better than an umbrella.
Or underwear.
Yeah, true.
Maybe Clokey
Or
was just
underwear.
maybe Clokey was just healing because Clokey did get injured in the movie.
And you see that patch.
Yeah.
Do you see the patch? Maybe he just needed time to heal.
He needed some chill time, bro.
He needed some chill time.
It could have been a vest. I mean, you know, things
thank
could have
God it
gotten
wasn't.
worse.
Yeah.
It looked cold out there. A scarf makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a little scarf. It was a hipster scarf. It wasn't like a Doctor Who scarf.
Now, if he had turned it to like a scarf and beanie, I think.
And matching beanie.
Matching beanie.
No.
You want us to hate the character now? Like,
he turns it into like a fucking pop collared shirt.
It's really just like a rope bracelet too. Like a rope bracelet.
It's the what is it? The crocodile. Is it Izod that does the crocodiles on the polo shirts? It's the crocodile brand.
you just want me to hate this character by the end of the movie.
It's essentially, it's just like a slap bracelet. It would just right on.
Now, if a slap bracelet, that'd be fucking bad.
Yeah, that actually would be pretty sweet if he like shrunk it up to a slap bracelet.
You flip your arm in the air. Yeah.
Instead of the watch, he's like, fuck this nice watch. Slap bracelet.
Why wasn't it a fucking slap bracelet watch from the like 1990s that he had?
It really should. That would have been amazing.
Or a Swatch watch.
No,
I'd take
it had
a Swatch
to be a
watch.
really nice watch.
No, of course.
It would have been a calculator watch.
The thing,
Casio.
Yeah.
I agree. What If is definitely necessary to get a bit understanding of kind of what they're doing with this, because they are expressing just how fucking wackadoo. And it makes me so excited because every time they went into another dimension, I was like, like, what are we going to see?
Yep.
What versions of things are we going to see? And we saw just the littlest taste. And even that was super exciting. But the options are so fucking wide open. And there's decades of comics to do different iterations of these characters and it not matter. That you can do one-off movies now in different universes and it's okay. You can have somebody die and come back because it's an alternate dimension. They can do the beer fest thing where Landfill dies and then his brother from Texas shows up with a fucking cowboy hat and he's like, no, I'm his twin brother.
Oh, exactly.
Do that shit in the multiverse and it's fine. And we're like, no, I'm Captain Rogers. And they're like, you look different. You kind of look like Sean Penn. He's like,
he's got like a blonde streak. It's dark hair.
He could be a sarsaparilla.
What a deep cut reference.
Because most Marvel fans have also seen Beer Fest. And they know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's all gone to shit. I mean, it's not going to make sense, and it's going to make sense. It just is what it is.
Like, more just opens the possibilities.
Well, from this point on, unless the movie is just genuinely good, like, we're just going to, anything that comes out, like, I'm going to watch it. If it's bad, that's one thing. But more often than not, you're going to be like, it's okay, but it connects to this. That's kind of the one thing that, look, I don't know what this did. Same thing as like specifically like Moon Knight. Like, I don't know how this is going to connect to everything else in terms of bringing Kang.
But just enjoy the ride. Just don't worry about it. Just enjoy the ride.
Listen,
Kevin Feige's like, look, I got you, man. I'm in the driver's. I'm driving right now. Trust me.
I watched like a stream today, getting ready for this, of the red carpet event for Multiverse of Madness, and there's some people that are dressing like kind of normal and stuff, but still like nice. And there's people in like full gowns and doing the whole thing. Kevin Feige shows up, and I swear it was a fucking members only jacket and a fucking ball cap and blue jeans. He gave no fucks.
He can do what the fuck he wants.
And that's the thing. Nobody said a fucking word to him because they're like, no, you get to do whatever you want.
He's the Lex Luthor of that world. He's the mastermind.
But yeah, there is a good point in that. Is just like I haven't seen Hawkeye, and then I like read like, okay, this person cameo, like blah blah, and I was like, oh, okay, well now I have to watch it because it's gonna set up like all this stuff with like
Young Avengers, like, for sure.
And that's the issue, is that we are now fucking programmed to sit and wait for some connective tissue to something else we're waiting for. Even if we can make it in our mind, like, we want to goddamn see that end credit scene that connects it for us.
It opens it up, in my opinion. I like that. I don't think it's a hindrance. I think that like that's cool now. That like, I mean, dude, everybody freaked the fuck out when Quicksilver showed up in WandaVision.
Yeah.
We literally have Professor X in the goddamn Marvel movie. Like, that's an X-Men in a fucking Marvel movie. It's happened, all right?
Yep.
Like, it's there. So
that's fully fucking happened. And not in that like Quicksilver, Wanda, but they don't mention they're enhanced, they're not mutants kind of bullshit. No, this is Professor fucking Xavier in the floating yellow wheelchair.
Like it happened, and that opens up.
He even had his mind waves, just like the cartoon. Like, they were like, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna give like every fan out there a little joygasm.
I mean, I remember watching Hawkeye, and all of a sudden there's fucking Wilson Fisk.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fuck.
In his
Like,
comic-
they're doing it.
Yep,
Okay.
they're doing
Comic accurate shirt too.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, literally, you kind of felt like those Netflix shows that Marvel's like, well, you know, we're going to have them on Disney Plus, and that's great. But then Wilson Fisk shows up in Hawkeye. Right after that, fucking Matt Murdock and Spider-Man. So they're going, yeah,
No,
we're taking everybody
They
and bringing
close
them
up
in.
magic trick that shit. They're like, oh yeah, look at this cool stuff. Don't worry about this hand over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Netflix shows that are on Hulu. Or no, they're not on Hulu. We'll put them on Disney Plus because, you know, they're keep the comic book stuff together. It's whatever.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like, bam.
Yeah. Oh, shit, you didn't think about this.
That's right. Yeah.
Fucking Daredevils in Spider-Man movie. Fuck. Yes.
Eat it all.
Eat it all. Put it
They
down.
did that shit with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I love that show.
we're
And then
just
they were
getting-
like, it's not canon anymore.
We're just
Fuck
getting
this.
foie gras with superhero
That's
shit
right.
just shoved down our gullets.
It's just like Homer Simpson with the donuts in hell.
That's right. Keep going.
I think we can all agree, like, no one needs to revisit Iron Fist. Like, we're done with that. We don't need to.
Tragically, he didn't survive the
He did not survive the canon.
Only Iron Fist. Like, come on. Like, I want to see a scene of Defenders, and they're all like going through some kind of gateway, and Iron Fist is like, wait for me, and then just closes. And like, I forgot about you.
It cuts him in half.
We're all full up on the successful, wealthy white people that go to like a faraway eastern land to get powers. We've
Green
got
Arrow.
that.
Oh, no, sorry. I got that mixed up.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But the Doctor Stranges of it all, and we actually have Shang-Chi, who's you know, from there, so it's
More accurate
more
Iron
accurate,
Fist.
and
Yeah.
you don't really need it. Could you
Oh, I'm
imagine-
sorry. We already have karate expert.
with Shang-Chi being like, yeah, the most powerful martial arts master in the world, and then there's Danny Rand comes back being like, yeah, but I want my company and my family back, and I also don't do kung fu.
I took a private plane here. Thank you very much.
Now I'm a billionaire.
I bet I could beat your butt because the dragon said I could.
Yeah. I've got guns that shoot golden things. That's what they did at the end of the second season.
Yep.
They were like, I found some guns, and now I can.
You have to tell me because I never made it past the first 2 episodes of the first season.
Well, the first season is absolute garbage. The second season's kind of garbage, but it's not complete
It's hard
garbage.
when people do that, though. When people go, I know the first season sucked, but if you stay with the shitty season,
no.
the second season fucking rocks.
hate that
I
so
can't
much,
do that
too.
because that means I have to sit through a shitty season, and I'm not doing that.
I actually watched. I was on my excuse.
You're on a plane.
I was no, it wasn't at home. I was on an
Iron Fist is a dream boat.
He did.
He had that 90210 hair.
Well,
that
he
you
had
cannot get
those
away from.
eyes. No, I was stuck on an island. I really was. I was on an island. I didn't.
There you go. If you're stuck on an island, that's how you watch Iron Fist season
That's how I
1.
watched it. I'm not fucking around. I really was.
So
Plus,
if
they
you're
did
fulfilling the Arrow backstory from the series, then you can watch Iron
Plus,
Fist.
they did kind of fuck with you because they're like, you know, those other characters you really like. Well, he's part of the Defenders, so you might want to watch that season so you
Sad
know
face.
him.
You didn't have to, though.
Yeah.
I was like, they did not bring back Iron
I
Fist,
didn't.
but Disney did have the balls to be like, do you remember that series we did where it was only the pilot because nobody gave a shit and it looked terrible? Here's Black Bolt. You know, just
One of their first
throwing
scenes, all
fucking everything at it.
I do think it actually had one season.
Was it one full season?
I think it was one.
Yeah,
full
they
season.
premiered the first 2 episodes in IMAX, and then I think contractually obligated to play.
That's what
the
it
other
was. They
8.
were obligated to play the rest of them. That was part of the contract, but they canceled it before the rest of the episodes
they're
came
like,
out.
Check it out on Disney Plus.
It's awful.
Yeah, they're like, there's the premiere. It's been canceled. Here's the rest.
Yeah.
So,
You think they would know it's that bad a few episodes into production? Like, you would think that somebody's watching this going, God damn, this is
this
really
was around
bad."
the era that the fuck nugget that was causing all sorts of issues within the Marvel movies.
the TV division guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
the TV division
yeah.
guy. That he was the one that didn't want any kind of diversity in the MCU. Said that if you did a black movie with Black Panther, I think that was literally what he called it, that it wouldn't make any money. Woman can't carry a superhero movie. Was his whole thing.
God
So
damn,
he got-
misogynist
Yikes.
playbook.
He and Feige got into it super fucking hard to the point where Feige almost quit. And
Oh,
then
God.
he got the Disney execs to get him like basically where Feige didn't have to answer to him.
And as well it should
and
be.
so now, a la Back to the Future, that dude washes Feige's car, right?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I got it really clean for you, sir. Like,
I think he's no longer part of the Marvel family.
Yeah, he's washing Feige's car.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, what he does is he makes the talking dog movies or whatever Disney has a section for.
the pity division.
The straight to video talking dog movies.
No,
talking cat movies.
He's in charge of all the 1990s movie properties that are being turned into series on Disney Plus.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's like waxing the car. He's just like, I'm putting the second coat on now. He's like, don't call me. He's like, I'm sorry, Mr. Feige. I'm just starting with the second coat.
I was just kidding.
I'm sorry.
We bought it from Nickelodeon. We're rebooting Doug.
How's the
Actually, I would be upset if he gets over that.
going?
I'd be really upset.
Instead, it's Fairfax, not Richmond.
Oh. No, thank you.
It's Virginia Beach.
So part of it is that was around the time that he had free reign on the TV side of things. That Feige was basically removed from doing anything with TV, and that's when S.H.I.E.L.D. went really fucking hard down.
Yeah.
Which makes me angry because it shouldn't. I mean, it was a steady show,
solid show,
season.
and that's when it started dumping really hard. I was around the same time Inhumans came out, and Inhumans was garbage because it got a garbage script. They just threw it the fuck together. He didn't give two fucks about it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it one of those you just like, oh, it's Marvel, so people watch it?
Yep.
People were stupid. It says Marvel.
He didn't give
on
a shit about comic books. He didn't. He just threw it together. So it was after he got basically kicked out of that too that S.H.I.E.L.D. got a little bit better. But Inhumans never had a chance.
The last two seasons of S.H.I.E.L.D. Are absolutely amazing. You need to check them out, and they deal with multiverses.
Okay.
And different dimensions as well. They were one of the first ones to do it in the whole Marvel thing. In terms of
Hive or whatever.
With Hive and different dimensions where people are made of pure, like the beings are pure energy. Like they didn't fuck around. So like they went and they were the first ones to step toe into that. And I think they deserve the respect. 100%.
Yeah. But yeah, so a long tangent.
I remember we were talking about Doctor Strange.
I love you, Coulson.
The one thing with it being a Raimi property, and it's true with most of the stuff that he does, is that it does kind of because of the zaniness of it, which I do love. I don't want to say that I'm not enjoying the fact that it's a fucking silly movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it does remove a little bit of the emotional connection I have with the characters a bit because of how silly it is. There's a bit of that with Thor Ragnarok as well, and I fucking love that movie. Is that when Odin dies, I'm like, there's no time to mourn.
Yeah, it's like
the sister shows up and looking
boss level
like a hot goth queen, and everyone's like, Odin who? Because fuck.
Well, they knew they were going to blow their load with Infinity War and Endgame.
Now
that's where you were really going to feel all the feels.
The first two Thor movies, there's very, very little humor. So that was very
appreciated.
Yeah, because again, if Odin had died in Dark World, we probably would have had a 12-minute scene.
Sure,
slow motion mourning.
And this one is
don't need that shit.
It's just him phoning in the fucking role, being like, "Cool, I get to be done with this shit now."
Anthony Hopkins is like, contract over, bitch.
You can tell when he cares about a role or not. Like, he cared about Westworld because he fucking knocked it out of the park with Westworld. With the Thor movies, he didn't give a shit.
No, but he still did a wonderful job because he's him.
Because he's a good actor. But yeah, with Raimi, Elizabeth Olsen is bringing fucking everything to her role. It's the best that she's done with that character in all of the movies, even with WandaVision. And WandaVision was fucking great. That's when she really got a chance to fill out that character more. But man, she's bringing it. And at the same time as her being like, my fucking children, zombie Doctor Strange with a ghost cape. And he's just flying through.
Pretty
with
fucking
the
awesome.
Fucking rubber mask zombie.
I mean, if you don't have Army of Darkness flashbacks when he's dealing with the demons.
Oh my God. Even the portals they go through.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Olsen, glassy-eyed, fucking crying and
that's
cruel
that's
face
the thing that caught me off guard
and,
is that, she you believed she's that fucking hardcore. She's like, I won't let any motherfuckers stand my way.
She's like, I'm the first Oscar-nominated superhero for Marvel. Yeah. And then there's just fucking rubber-masked Bandersnatch Cumberbund just being like, I'm a zombie with a ghost cape.
I still think that scene is just when she's in the thing and then the kids are like, oh my God, because America puts her in that scene. And they see the kids and she's playing two different people at the same time, and it's just so powerful. So I'm not really thinking about the zombie as much.
Okay.
In that whole
they
scene,
let that scene breathe a little bit.
And she touches her own face, and she's the emotion. I'm like, God, Elizabeth Olsen fucking nailing it.
Well, yeah, she went through the gamut of emotions in that, and that's what it's really hard. I can only imagine it's really hard to play the same character two different ways at the same time, while being just as emotional as the other. And when she decided to give up the fight, it was after all of that, like she had realized that not only did I just brutally fucking murder countless people.
And androids.
And
let's not forget the
it was all the fuel. Yeah.
Let's not forget the
But she did all of that to get her kids back that weren't hers. She knew there was a dimension, but when she realized that, unlike it being where I could see it being very cheesy, the way that they did it was like, I actually respected it when she pulls the entire thing down on herself, but you don't know if she's dead. Obviously, no body, no death, probably, but I still respected that with the character.
It is funny. The entire movie is Doctor Strange coming up with spells and finding these books and ways to contain Scarlet Witch, and America's like, just show her humanity. Just show her face to face what she would actually be doing.
Yeah,
that's the answer, dum dum. Like
give her what she wants.
Yeah, here. See what she's going to destroy with what she's actually come to face with it. And it's just kind of funny that this whole movie's Doctor Strange, like, I can find this book and fucking the spell because of the dreams. And she's like, here, just look, this is what you, this is
her
you.
kids fear her.
Your kids don't like you, all right?
Well, that's like the oldest trope in horror movies where it's like the monster realizes they're a monster when the person they care about looks at them as a monster.
Yeah.
And like, oh, fucking no, don't hurt me. I would never hurt you. Oh no, what have I become? Yeah, that's the fucking standard play thing. And Doctor Strange is like, what?
But you still have people going to this movie. And if, again, they didn't watch WandaVision, even with WandaVision, they kind of, she did some fucked up shit, but they kind of say, okay, but she learned her lesson, whatever. So
but
you don't go into this
thing in WandaVision,
but
where
that's
she
what I'm
saw the citizens scared of her, and she's like, "Oh fuck, I'm a monster."
Yeah,
well, she did.
But I'm just saying, so you kind of set up. You don't expect her to go that route. And people going in, going, "Oh, obviously Wanda's going to be the fucking villain and murder the fuck out of people."
Darkhold too. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is the Darkhold was everything, and at the end of WandaVision, if you did watch it, and you watched the that end credit scene was her, one portion of her sleeping or doing something else, and the other one reading the Darkhold. I mean, and when they destroyed, and they said she destroyed that in every universe, which is fucking powerful. That's badass.
No shit.
That's where I was confused on the effect on Doctor Strange, because that's what the Darkhold should have had the effect on him. But if it's gone, it wouldn't have that same power.
I just hope that in one theater, in one state or country in this whole planet, that at the moment where they're like the Darkhold has an effect on her, there's a grandmother that turns to her grandson that's watching this movie and is like, and that's why I don't want you listening to that heavy metal music.
Little Irish grandma?
Yes, Irish grandma.
Go eat your potatoes.
Yeah, eat your potatoes and don't watch the Darkhold.
Wash it down.
I was going to say, I do appreciate that they did kind of show the full extent of like Scarlet Witch's power, because in the Marvel universe, like, I mean, there's a whole event where she just says no more mutants, and her powers are that strong that literally she just eradicates most mutants in that universe. And most of the Avengers movies, she's red light, control this. But you don't have the full extent.
Fireball.
Right.
So
Fireball.
Yeah, Fireball. And it wasn't until WandaVision where you're like, no, she's got some power. And this goes a step further of like what her abilities are, where she could take out a whole temple of motherfuckers throwing every fucking magic shit at her.
Yep.
And she's like, bitch, please.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting too that, like, Strange has that power where it's just like his physical body is like here and then his mind is like another place. But when you do it to other people, their physical body is like, well, dead, they're asleep. And the only like people who can do that where their physical body is moving around, and it was like her, she was doing that. She was like making a cup of tea, but then she was actually like reading a thing. But then Spider-Man kind of did that too. And he's like, how are you doing that?
Yeah.
Well, his was special because the spider sense allowed his body to still protect itself.
Yeah.
While its spiritual self was like, what the fuck?
And but then he was able to swim back into his body. So I'm like, that's interesting to me too.
Well, that's going to go into where they're talking about like the Multiverse and how it deals with the Spider-Verse and the webs of the strands and Madam Web and all that shit that comes from the comic
Start
books.
doing your drugs before the next month, because as you go in, shit's getting weirder.
It's gonna get so fucking
Gore
weird.
the God Butcher is one of them.
Honestly, give props to, before even we get into What If or anything like that, or even the Spider-Man movie, Into the Spider-Verse, which really was the first kind of Marvel property to touch on multiverse and deal with those characters from there.
I disagree, but go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, that's kind of your first, like, kind of testing the waters.
Yeah.
And, I mean, everybody fucking loved it. Nobody was like, oh, fucking bullshit, Spider-Ham. Like, everybody's like, no, this is fucking, this movie rocks.
You had Nicolas Cage as Noir Spider-Man.
Yes.
Fuck you. That movie's incredible.
But it was
Hi,
so
I'm John Mulaney. I'm Spider-Ham.
Yeah.
I'm Spider-Ham.
But it was so well done that it said, yeah, it's safe. We can do these complicated universes, put them into this one movie, and your head's not going to explode trying to figure all this out.
That Marvel was like the friend that wants to do the dangerous thing but makes their smaller friend go first.
Yeah, you should try it out, man.
Like,
worked?
Oh, Spider-Verse. No, no, you know what? We were thinking of doing the same thing. You should try it.
A quick question.
You should check it out. That's like George R.R. Martin with season 8 of Game of Thrones, where he's just like, yeah, I was thinking of this stuff. Just see how that works.
I think they did it anyways, and they told him afterwards.
I think he was like, yeah, this is how I was going to do it. And they're like, cool, like this totally works. Like, yeah, no, it totally will. You should try it first before I write my book.
I had my secret
I've only got
here.
a couple pages in my journal.
And afterwards, like, yeah, they did it totally differently than I thought I was going to do it. Like, so weird.
How many of you guys sat and watched that and saw Spider-Ham, if you've seen it, and immediately thought of Homer Simpson singing the song?
Spider Pig.
All I wanted to, I was hoping to be like in a theater, like maybe one day we'll watch it at a place like The Bird, and everybody will start singing that song as soon as it comes up.
Does whatever a
Spider Pig does.
Yep. Yeah, Spider.
Can he swing from a web?
No,
he can't. He's a pig.
Look out. He's a Spider Pig.
But I mean,
wonderful.
It's opened up now with the three movies we really brought up. That, I mean, Ant-Man and Wasp is gonna have, they're gonna delve in with Kang already in there.
All the crazy shit.
And at this point, a fourth movie is a safe place that they could bring in anybody.
And I mean, you got Fantastic Four, and the best storylines from the Fantastic Four is when they're in different dimensions, different shit, all the zany super science shit.
I think I remember reading like some people were bummed that like Loki didn't play into Doctor Strange, but Loki will be a big part of Quantumania.
Yeah,
no doubt. And he's gonna be like hardcore. I wanted to see them connect to what Thor is gonna be, which is where Gore the God Butcher. Gore the God Butcher. Yeah.
Say that to 5 times
I know, right? Gore the God Butcher is going to be, because I would have thought either this or Moon Knight, one of them would have shown you a little bit of taste of that. You got the Necro sword or whatever that sword is in Eternals, but I was hoping you were going to get some of that.
The movie doesn't exist. Anyhow.
No, it destroys everything.
I was surprised that the way the timing worked with Moon Knight's finale intertwining with the opening of Doctor Strange, I was like, is there going to be like a jump off point? Like, watch this, then go see the movie.
Yeah.
But it would explain how you would have all these existence of these gods, even the Eternals and all that stuff in the same universe. Because you have pocket dimensions where they can hide.
Yeah.
That's where you can have them all existing at the same time. Which was smart of, at least Moon Knight set that up.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
Yeah.
So we are at the end of the episode, unfortunately. I know we could talk about
so much more to talk
more.
about. I've got more beer.
I know. Well, that we've got a Knights after this as well. So yes, so we've got some potential for other conversation. So let's tie this up.
All dick jokes.
All about Spider-Ham. But we're gonna write the Spider-Ham backstory and get it all fully fleshed out.
We're gonna do Craven's Last Hunt. Craven's Last Hunt Spider-Ham version.
Yes. Can we please?
Yes.
But before we do that, we're gonna finish out this episode with with some people's favorite part of the show, a lot of people's least favorite part of the show. We're talking about
what's that?
Making a drunken scene.
Oh.
Making a drunken scene.
Yes. Waka waka waka.
Pretty much, yeah. So I pulled a couple scenes from the first Doctor Strange. There's not enough of the new one out quite yet to do it properly. So I've got them on monitors here. So we've got 2 scenes, one with Doctor Strange and Christine Palmer, and one with Doctor Strange and the Ancient One. So do we have any So it's you and me on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got O'Neill and the Irish grandma on the first one. Cool.
1975. Beautiful losers.
Jesus. I already regret this.
This is going to be a shit show.
All right. So here we go. So
okay, potato.
Starting with Dr. Stephen Strange. And I'm Christine Palmer. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
What, like the Bob Seger song?
1975, beautiful loser side A. Yeah. And I went to the place called Comitage, and I talked to somebody called the Ancient One, and I...
So, you joined a cult?
No, I didn't. Not exactly. No, I mean, they did teach me to tap into powers that I never knew existed.
Yeah, that does sound like a cult.
It's not a cult.
God damn.
Well, that's just what a cultist would say.
Well done.
All right, cool.
I gave up on accent.
Yeah,
I joined accent.
You did the first one, and you did it way better than any of the Irish accent that I did.
I know.
And then you were just like, fuck it. Let it fail alone.
I tapped into the O'Neill blood, and then I lost it. Thanks, alcohol.
So the next one is Dr. Stephen Strange and the Ancient One.
What did you just do to me?
Oi, I pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What's in that tea? Can about LSD?
Oi, it's just tea with a little honey.
What just happened?
For a moment, you entered the astral dimension.
The what?
It's a place where the soul exists apart from the body.
Why are you doing this to me?
Just to show you just how much you don't know, open your eye.
Yes.
Strange and Morty.
Yes,
yes. The new series coming to Adult Swim.
That'd be
It's the multiverse. You wouldn't understand.
I
wouldn't understand.
I hope they do a parody of that.
Summer.
They
Seriously.
should. I mean, that
It's
would
the
be
Multiverse Morty.
It's funny because I've seen two live-action movies that have hints of Rick and Morty, and it being Doctor Strange, and then the movie I saw before that, Everything Everywhere.
Oh my God.
Is so Rick and Morty.
So Rick and Morty.
God damn.
You know that the Davids, I think is what they're called, the directors of Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Have smoked a giant bag of weed and watched Rick and Morty and went,
I'm pretty sure they're on shrooms during the entire filming of that movie. Yes.
Yeah.
I still have not seen that, but
That's why I'm not saying anything.
Please don't say anything.
No, the last thing I would want to is to spoil that movie for anybody.
You got to go in fresh.
Yeah,
but
I
it
haven't
is
seen it either.
maybe one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
It's
wow.
absolutely fucking incredible.
Wow.
And it's a perfect companion piece to
Okay.
Doctor Strange.
Yep. It's some of the most innovative filmmaking that I've ever seen in my entire life. It has a $30 million budget, and it looks like every bit of a $150 million
It's got
budget.
fucking data in it.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's got data from Goonies.
And talk about coming in strong. He did Goonies and fucking Temple of Doom, two of the most iconic movies of all time. Said, peace, you
Walked
aren't
away.
giving me the roles that I want, and just stayed behind the scenes. And then when he comes back, is this movie that is like one of the most incredible movies ever made.
Whoops, I just stumbled into this.
I just stumbled into it.
He said, hold my beer.
All right, so that is it for this episode of Geeks Under the Influence. Thank you so much for sticking around for this silliness. Make sure to rate, review, subscribe, all those things to this show and the other ones on the GUI network. We do appreciate it. And spread the word, tell your friends. And remember, draw us some designs. We want to see some cool shit that we can put on a t-shirt and proudly wear ourselves. And we'll send you one as well. And we'll find you next time for another episode of Geeks Under the Influence. My name is Mike the Hobbit. Join us or die.
Fuck you, Hobbit.
Wow.
Whoa. Got a little personal.
That's the multiverse version where it's just like,
exactly.
Go fuck yourself Hobbit.
Time to die, Hobbit.
Join us or die! Join us or die! Or I will swallow your soul!
GUIPodcast.com.
Meow, 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 meow.
Madness.